In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 1971 war between India and Pakistan. But to understand that, we have to go back to the time of the British Raj, when the British had control of the subcontinent. This is when conflict arose between Hindus and Muslims. You see, there were two religious regions in the Raj. There was the Islamic region and the Hindu region. I won't go into depth into the partition because that's a topic for its own video, but oversimplified, the British drew the borders accordingly and created the two modern-day nations of Pakistan for the Muslims and India for the Hindus. The two nations immediately got into conflict. You see, Pakistan was divided into two sections, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. But East Pakistan had a different culture and spoke the language of Bengali. Even though there was a large Bengali-speaking population in East Pakistan, the national language was made Urdu. This caused a massive revolt from the Bengali people. But the real controversy started in the 1970 election in Pakistan between Zulfikar Ali Bhutto from the Pakistan People's Party and Mujibur Rahman from the Awami League Party. As you can see in this map, several parties won seats, but it was mainly the Pakistan People's Party and Awami League who won. Out of the two, Mujibur Rahman won. But that's where the problem starts. You see, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto had won the election in the western half. Meanwhile, Mujibur Rahman won the election in the eastern half. The Pakistan People's Party was also set in West Pakistan. Meanwhile, the Awami League was set in East Pakistan. Due to Mujibur Rahman being a Bengali and also the Awami League being East Pakistani, the biased authorities at the time and Bhutto rejected Mujibur Rahman's legitimacy of his election. This caused a massive revolt in East Pakistan because the authorities were biased on West Pakistani's side and were also not allowing Mujibur Rahman to be handed over power. In response to this revolt, the corrupt military general in Pakistan at the time, Yahya Khan, ordered his best generals, mainly Yahya Khan, to go to East Pakistan and crack down on the protesters as part of Operation Searchlight. Soon after, Mujibur Rahman was arrested and put behind bars. You see, Operation Searchlight caused a massive genocide known as the Bengali Genocide, where 3 million people died, and many suffered atrocities. The genocide also showed how corrupt the government was at the time. It also created more instability and rebels, but importantly, it created a need for an independent nation for the Bengalis, known as Bangladesh. Politicians alongside Mujibur Rahman demanded independence. But before he had been arrested, Mujibur Rahman had already declared independence for a new Bengali nation. You see, the main differentiator for Pakistan was the religion of Islam. Meanwhile, the main differentiator for a Bengali nation was the Bengali people, and freedom from the corrupt government at the time.
দুঃখ ভারাক্রান্ত মন নিয়ে আপনাদের সামনে হাজির হয়েছি।
There is no denying that Pakistan was in a crisis at this point, suffering from genocide, internal conflict, political turmoil, and was on the brink of a civil war. As if things couldn't get any worse, Pakistan re-entered conflict with India. As part of this conflict, on 3rd December 1971, Operation Genghis Khan was launched, where Pakistani bombs dropped on several Indian military facilities. Indira Gandhi, the Indian leader at the time, felt that India was threatened by this, and officially on 3rd December, India declared war on Pakistan, starting the 1971 Indo-Pak War. In East Pakistan, many Bengali refugees were forced to flee to India, and India had to accommodate for them. This collapsed the Indian economy. Indira Gandhi also had strong feelings for the Bengali people and felt that India should intervene on their behalf. Fighting began on the Western Front. Indian and Pakistani troops tried to gain territory, but barely any was gained. In the east, the Pakistani army and Bengali rebels exchanged gunfire. This caused a major conflict in the region. At the same time, Indian forces arrived at the border. Due to this, West Pakistan started supplying weapons and supplies to East Pakistan. But India cut the supply line. At this point, both sides had gained allies. Pakistan's allies were the United States, China, and the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, India got support by the Soviet Union and Bengali rebels. Now, in East Pakistan, Bengali independence fighters had become stronger. Meanwhile, due to the Pakistani troops being far away from their home, as well as due to the supply line cut, they were weakened. The race was on for the capital of East Pakistan, Dhaka. Indian troops marched in and major battles occurred, but the Indians gained the upper hand and were approaching Dhaka. In the panic, Pakistan sent their foreign minister, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, to prevent the fall of Dhaka and negotiate the halting of Indian forces. But despite his attempts, Dhaka, on 16 December 1971, fell, with the surrender of East Pakistani forces. The United Nations failure to prevent the fall of Dhaka provoked this famous speech/retaliation by Bhutto.
Impose any decision. Have a treaty worse than the Treaty of Versailles. Legalize aggression. Legalize occupation. Legalize everything that has been illegal till 14th or 15th of December 1971. I will not be a party to it. We will fight. We'll go back and fight. My country hearkens for me. Why should I waste my time here in the Security Council? I will not be a party to the ignominious surrender of part of my country. You can take your Security Council. Here you are. I am going.
With the fall of East Pakistan, the new nation of Bangladesh was created for the Bengali people. The capital would be Dhaka and the president would be Mujibur Rahman. With the creation of Bangladesh, West Pakistan, now just Pakistan, had lost the 1971 war, and a decisive Indian-Bengali victory was achieved. The war had lasted just 13 days and became one of the shortest wars in history. East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, was completely independent, and that ends our story of the 1971 war.